I'm going to say it right here. Black Americans have every right not to trust science and scientists based off of how historically science has failed them. For instance, in the 20th century, Black women were oftentimes subjected to sterilization by medical professionals and scientists in order to feed into the American eugenics movement. We also have the false beliefs that have been carried out throughout history, such as Black women have higher pain tolerances than white women, that has actively affected the medical field even to this day. And of course, we can't forget about the infamous Tuskegee syphilis study that took place between 1932 and 1972. If you've taken any scientific ethics course, you know about this study because it's a great example of what not to do as a scientist. You see, the Tuskegee syphilis study was a 40-year study that took place at Tuskegee University. And in this study, researchers basically took 600 Black men, 399 of them having syphilis, and 201 of them being completely healthy without syphilis. Now, there are some very important things to note about this study. For one, the 399 Black men who had syphilis in the study were never told they had syphilis. In fact, the main thing that they were told was that they were being studied for bad blood, which was a term that was used oftentimes for a whole heap load of ailments. And two, these men were under the impression that they were getting free healthcare from the study, which is most likely why they even participated in this research to begin with. So not only were these men not specifically told what was happening during the research, but despite penicillin being used as syphilis treatment starting in 1947, it was never used on these men who had syphilis. In fact, what was used was a lot of placebos and things like aspirin. And by the end of the study, 100 of the participants actually died due to lacking care. Now, in current ethics classes, this study is oftentimes used as an example of why you need to explicitly tell your participants in your research everything that is going on in the study, but is also a wonderful example of why Black Americans are extremely valid for not trusting scientists and medical professionals due to history. And my biggest hope is that as time goes on, scientists and medical professionals learn from their predecessors and do not make these decisions because they hurt people and they hurt trust in science.